The January transfer window is around the corner, and fans around the world are already anticipating some big moves. But while certain transfers are pretty expected, there are some that might come as a shock to a lot of people. It's those ones we're here to talk about today. These are 7 shocking moves that could happen in the January transfer window. Let's start with Endrick. It's almost certain that he'll be leaving Real Madrid in January. Having played just 11 minutes of football since the start of the season, the teenager is looking to move to a different club where he can play more and perhaps secure a spot in Ancelotti's World Cup squad. Right now, everything is pointing towards him moving to Lyon once the window flings open, but there have been some quiet rumours about a possible move to Stuttgart, and that would be a real shock if it happens. Lyon have led the way in the race for the Brazilian signature for some weeks now, and it has been reported by reliable sources including Fabrizio Romano, but Stuttgart have recently entered the race and are ready to hijack the loan deal. And there's a real possibility of this one happening because the Stuttgart coach has a good relationship with Xabi Alonso and also has a reputation for nurturing young talents. Since it's expected to be a short-term loan deal, Real Madrid would like to send the player to a club that will guarantee his development, which is why Stuttgart might actually stand a real chance here. Another striker whose transfer could come as a shock in January is Ivan Toney. When he left Europe last year to move to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia, everyone thought that was it for him. He wanted the money, he went there for it, and that was it for his European career. But there are some rumours that the former Brentford man is willing to take a huge wage cut to return to the Premier League. Right now, a move to Spurs or Everton is on the cards. However, it is important to note that the Al Ahly director has come out to say that the rumours around Toney's exit in January are not based on reality. Also, his contract runs until 2028, so it won't be easy for any club to get him out of it. But as we've seen many times in the past, directors and even presidents can make bold statements like this and the player would still end up leaving. Because of all the factors surrounding the potential move, it would come as a shock if it happens. But the truth is that it is very possible. Now, Toney is not the only striker who could shock everyone by leaving Saudi Arabia for a return to Europe in January. Can you guess who the other guy is? Take a shot at it in the comments, we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Now, let's quickly talk about Antoine Semenyo. He seems like one of the hottest names in the January window, and he's been heavily linked with Liverpool so far. Considering the mess they're in, we won't be surprised if the Reds really push for the Ghanaian winger in January. But you know what would be a huge shock? If he moves to Manchester United. First of all, it would just be shocking to see Semenyo turn down Champions League football for no European football at all. Also, with how Amorim has treated left wingers in the very recent past, from Rashford to Sancho to Garnacho, we don't think any left winger will be very excited to go there now. But rumours say that Man United want him, so we'll see how that plays out. To be fair, it looks like everybody wants Semenyo. The Bournemouth man has been linked to Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Man United and Newcastle this year alone. I guess you could say he's the hottest property around right now. Now, still in the Premier League, we might really see Sunderland sign another Premier League old boy in January. In the summer, we saw them bring back some players who used to play in the Premier League a few years back, including Granit Xhaka, Arthur Masuaku and Bertrand Traoré. Well, this January they may also bring Matteo Guendouzi back to the league. The former Arsenal man revived his career at Marseille and has continued to do well at Lazio, which makes him a real solid potential for a few clubs. And when you remember that he's still just 26 years old, you start to see how good this signing could be. But you know what makes us think this one might really happen? Sunderland's manager Régis Le Bris has a close relationship with Guendouzi as they worked together in Lorient's B team between 2016 and 2018, and the coach has said he and the player have stayed connected ever since. More so, Le Bris came out to say that he hasn't closed the doors to signing Guendouzi in January, but Guendouzi replied by saying he's currently focused on the present, which is Lazio. Guendouzi is currently enjoying himself in Italy. He's one of Lazio's most important players and always plays the full 90 minutes whenever he's available. But hey, the pull of the Premier League will always be so strong, and what Sunderland is doing this season would likely entice him as well. The Frenchman jumping ship in January might be a little shocking if it happens, but it's surely not off the table. Now, remember we said there's another striker who might leave Saudi to return to Europe this season? That person is Karim Benzema. When asked if a Real Madrid return was possible, the Frenchman replied if Florentino Perez is still there, it could happen. Perhaps even more compelling was the statement that followed. He said, "I'm a Madridista. I feel it in my soul. Madrid is my city. We'll see what happens." It feels like he's ready for a return and he's just waiting for the phone to ring, so it's now dependent on if Real Madrid want him back. Considering Alonso doesn't fancy Endrick and will be letting go of the Brazilian in January, Benzema could help manage Mbappe's minutes in the business end of the season without the quality dropping so much. He could also use his experience to help elevate the club when they need a little pick-me-up. However, if Madrid are not interested, another one of Benzema's former clubs could also jump in. And we're talking about Lyon. They've shown interest in the Ballon d'Or winner, and they surely won't mind giving their academy graduate a proper homecoming. A return to Spain or France for Benzema in January would be quite a surprise for a lot of fans, but it's not impossible. His contract with Al Ittihad expires next summer, so if he no longer wants to continue at the club, selling him in January might be more profitable for Al Ittihad than letting him go for free in the summer. But while Benzema moving back to Real Madrid will definitely be shocking, what would be even more shocking is if Vini leaves. Recent rumours say that the Brazilian has refused to sign a new contract due to a broken relationship with Xabi Alonso. We saw how Vini reacted when he was taken off in the Clásico, and it probably didn't help that he didn't start the game against Elche. If the relationship between the player and the coach gets any worse between now and January, Vini could really try and force a move, and that would come as a huge shock. If he makes himself available, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, and a host of other clubs will definitely try to sign him. But it won't even matter where he ends up. Vini leaving Madrid in January will be a huge shock to the entire world of football. It's highly unlikely that Real Madrid will let go of a player that valuable in January, but if he insists on leaving, anything can happen, even though it would be so shocking. But the most shocking transfer of all, if it really does happen, will be Lionel Messi returning to Barcelona. The man absolutely loves the club, and if there was ever any doubt, he made sure to clear it all with his actions in the past couple weeks. He made a shocking return back to the Camp Nou just before it officially opened and broke the internet with a picture of him standing on the pitch where he called home for so many years. The Argentine superstar then went on to say that he never wanted to leave Barcelona for another club, but unfortunately, things turned out differently. He called Barcelona his club, his family, and his home, and he said that he and his family miss Barcelona and he would love to go back. Now, considering the MLS will not be in session between December and late February, it opens up a possibility of a short-term loan deal like we have seen the likes of Thierry Henry do in the past. However, with Messi, things are a little complicated. Even the Barcelona president has shut the doors to a possible loan deal in January, but as we'll always say, anything can happen in football, so it's not impossible. If Lionel Messi really wants the move, considering who he is, we're sure the club would make it work somehow. But it would surely be the biggest shock of all. Now, which other shocking move do you think can happen in the January transfer window? Tell us in the comments. Also, tell us who you'd like your favorite club to sign. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.